So about 9:15 this morning, we got a call that there was a shooting on the second floor of Timberview High School. Several other phone calls came in at the same time. I can tell you that there were 4 victims. One was minor injuries who refused treatment. 3 individuals were taken to the hospital. Currently, we have multiple agencies doing a methodical search at the school. We're trying to make sure that all our children are safe as they are in lockdown, and we're going to try to do an orderly fashion to bring them out of the school to ensure that they are brought to their parents. Okay? Once the search is completed, we'll make sure that all the students are transported on a bus on the south side of the school to the Mansfield Independent School District Center of Performing Arts at 1110 Debbie Lane. Prior to the students leaving the building in an orderly, controlled fashion, we've got police officers that will take photographs of their identifications so we make sure that we've got all the students accounted for in an orderly fashion. Now, this incident, as tragic as it is, we take very serious in law enforcement. We do have a suspect who's identified, okay? What we believe happened preliminary is that there was a fight between a student and another individual in a class, and a gun was used, and there are 4 victims.
Hey, what's going on, people? This is not a morning rant. This is more of a afternoon rant, and it's a warranted rant. So, Texas. I fault the governor. I fault the fucking governor. And let me tell you why I fault the governor. I fault the governor because he relaxed the laws in Texas. He made it so that if you were above age, if you were 18 and above, I want to say 18 or older, you can just get a gun with no permit, no background check, no nothing. You don't need a concealed carry permit. You don't need an open carry permit. You don't need anything. You can just get a fucking gun and just go shoot up anything. This is Texas, people. This is what Texas did. I put this all on Governor Greg Abbott. This is your fault. And it only took a couple of months. Once you signed that law and said that people can now get a gun and walk around, it was only a matter of time before a school shooting happened in Texas. It was only a matter of time before a mass shooting happened in Texas. I fought the fucking Republican Party. I fought the GOP. I fought Greg Abbott. I fought all the Republicans in Texas and everybody that says that it's okay to have a fucking gun walking around on this planet like that. I get it. The Second Amendment. I understand the history behind the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment was for the people to protect themselves against a tyrannical government. Nobody knew, the founding fathers of this country did not know and did not understand that they would have semi-automatic weapons. They used muskets. Hell, during the Civil War, it took a skilled shooter 90 seconds to reload. Let me stop. I'm sorry. Revolutionary War. It took a skilled shooter about 90 seconds to reload. Now you got bump stocks and shit. I fought the freaking governor. I fought the governor. He relaxed the gun laws in Texas, and now you got a school shooting. I don't fault the teachers. I don't fault the administrators. I don't fault the school board. I fault the freaking governor. I fault the governor. It's his fault. The people that got hurt, I don't think he said anybody died. One person had some minor injuries and three other people in the hospital. But I fault the governor for this. I would sue the state of Texas. If my child was in that school, if my child was the one that got injured, I would not sue the kid that shot my son. I would sue the goddamn governor. He relaxed the laws. He deserved to be held accountable for it. He should be impeached and removed from office and tried civilly and federally. I understand the Second Amendment and the right to protect yourself. I'm not saying you don't have the right to own a firearm. I'm not saying that. But there needs to be parameters when it comes to that. And that governor relaxed those laws. It was bound to happen. It was going to happen in Texas. And I believe the first school shooting since he opened up those gun laws was Texas. Because you can walk around willy-nilly in Texas. It's the old Wild West in Texas. So there you go, Greg Abbott. In the next couple of days and weeks, I want to see how the Democrats play this. I want to see how the Republican Party spin this. I want to see how Greg Abbott spin this. He should be held accountable for it. He should be held accountable for it. Simple as that. The Second Amendment, again, I understand the Second Amendment. And it's hard for me. I've said it before. It's hard for me to decide how to fix the law, fix the Second Amendment, because the Second Amendment the right to bear arms should not be infringed. And I understand the meaning behind it. I understand why the founding fathers of the founding fathers of this nation, when they wrote the Constitution, when they wrote the amendments, what they meant by it. I get it. I understand it. On the one hand, you want to protect yourself against a tyrannical government. On the other hand, you don't want that government to regulate the kind of law that you need to protect yourself. I get that. But I also understand the history that like Britain and some other states, some other countries around the world, you can't own a gun. You can't have a gun. You can't have a personal firearm. You know, and why is that? Because the government don't want you turning against them. Marie Antoinette got her head chopped off. King Louis, the king and queen of France, during the French Revolution, they got their heads chopped off. So I get it. I get what the British did to the colonies back in the 1780s, 1770s, 1760s. And why it's important for the regular Joe on the street to have protection against himself, against crime, to protect his property, to protect his family, hell, to protect himself. I get it. But when you open up the laws like that and you think to yourself, okay, everybody got a gun, so nobody's going to shoot anybody because everybody got a gun. You don't know who has a gun. Some people will still take that chance. Hell, look at the movie Tombstone and Wyatt Earp and all those guys. They wanted their town to be gun free. They didn't want everybody to have a gun. And this was the Wild West, remember? This was Missouri and Kansas in the Wild West back in that time. They didn't want those guys to have guns. And once you get inside Tombstone city limits and all this other stuff, you had to turn in your firearm. Why? It wasn't that the sheriff said, hey, if everybody has a gun, then everybody's safe. No. They took guns. The shootout in the OK Corral was not just about turning in your gun. It was some gang stuff too, but it was also about turning in your gun. Give up your guns. And when you leave the city, you can get your gun back. And that was the wild conservative West. So, explain it. Explain it, Greg Abbott. Let me see if I'm talking about the right person. Yep. Texas Greg Abbott. I think he's the governor. Oh, yep, I'm right. Thank you. I'm right. So there you go. So explain this to me. Explain it to me. I want to know. So I'm going to get up out of here, man. This upsets me. Excuse me. I'm gonna get up out of here. Hey, you guys have a great, what's today? Wednesday? You guys have a great Wednesday. I'll see you on the next one. I got up at 3 o'clock this morning. Long story. I started doing some other things. I will holler at you guys on the next one. I will see you when I see you. All right. I'm out of here. Y'all take care.